happy to be here at the first Barcelona GSE Summer Forum in time series econometrics in macroeconomics and finance. One session was about improving methodologies for forecasting, and another session was aimed at improving models for explaining government spending in the euro area.
Quantifying risk in long-term forecasts and for thinking about instabilities in macroeconomic or other kinds of economic relationships.
My own research that I'm going to be talking about is on uncertainty and valuation, and so how, why uncertainty is important and how it affects things like the macroeconomy and asset markets and the like.
We've collected a number of both theorists and experimentalists here in Barcelona to introduce experimental methods into macroeconomics where they haven't been traditionally used, with the goal of helping to develop new theories, behavioral theories that can better explain the macroeconomy.
A paper on efficient perceptual coding and reference-dependent choice. It's a paper that tries to introduce into economic analysis a concern with how people's perception of the situation in which they're making decisions differs from the actual characteristics.
I want to promote that economics becomes more like natural sciences, where experiments are a natural source of understanding what is going on in the world.
And we can do that because modern macroeconomics is based on micro foundations, so that all the macro models that we are using nowadays can be framed as games, and so we can also bring them in the lab and see what people really do in these kinds of environments.
We three have organized a workshop on social conflict and rationality. We have been organizing similar meetings for the past few years because it is a long shot research program that we are developing.
The main idea is to explore whether inequality and conflict are related, and unfortunately one of the predictions of our empirical research could be that in these years of bad economic conditions, we could expect that more ethnic inequality is going to come.
My co-author and I presented a paper on Hindu-Muslim violence in India, which is a very important instance of religious violence that took place. And we look at the economic conditions that lead to an increase in violence in these societies.
The financial intermediation workshop here is an incredible opportunity to bring people from all over the world and have the latest research. This research will help us in understanding better liquidity at the level of banks, in understanding better how to protect firms and banks against the crisis, and more generally how to have firms better access to finance in general.
And it's a great forum because we see lots of ideas being exchanged, and it's very stimulating for me.
We have a mixture of academics and policymakers, and we are treating issues about the crisis and how policy should deal with systemic risk and with future financial crisis.
Family economics is a very broad area covering several topics ranging from increases in female labor force participation, investment in children, inequality, all centered around households and families.
One of the major developments over the last 30 years is the huge increase in female education, female labor supply, the change in marital patterns and in demographics and so on and so forth. We want to understand that, we want to understand the impact on inequality, and we want to understand what the impact will be on the way people share risk and the role that the government can have.
My own work has been looking at the effect of increased divorce risk on how much married women work. It's an interesting and controversial topic, and that's the way it should be.
The workshop is an applied industrial organization, and basically the main idea is that there has been very important developments in both empirical methodology and data, availability of data. And this workshop is about being able to apply these improvements into general questions.
And so the work I've been presenting at this conference is about trying to understand the impact of government interventions in food markets, rates of obesity and increase in sort of poor nutrition in food. And what we're looking at is the effect that government information campaigns, what impact that has on consumer behavior.